What's going on, everybody? We are back with another video here on the Enebo Racing channel. We are currently on our way to take Stormtrooper to the next level. We got a car full of parts and we're gonna be tearing her down today, getting to work on putting the new engine in, K-member in. We got strange drag brakes. We got behind bars race cars, custom fuel tank. Oh man, we've got it all. So yeah, we're on our way over to my brother's shop here. You know, turbo is great. We're sticking with it. And now we're just gonna have a way faster power plant to put on it. I scheduled my tuning session with PRE Racing, which is here in Portland. They'll be getting the car dialed in on March 7th. And so I got a lot of work to do here, but you know, nothing that we can't handle, you know. So today the goal is to pull the motor, pull the K-member, put the K-member in, get it installed. And honestly, if we can do all of that today, then I'll be pretty stoked. So I got the visor over my eyes because it's a beautiful sunny day and yeah, I can't see, but anyway. All right, we're pulling up to Doug's house. Gotta make sure they know I'm coming, you know. This is gonna be probably the last burnout that I have in this motor, man. Me and this engine have been together for almost 10 years now. It's never let me down, you know, and I think it's due for a nice little rip. Oh yeah, baby. Man, it's been too long since I've been able to do that, man. Driving my Honda around, you know, I forget what real power feels like. All right, let's get this project started, baby. Project 347. All right, we've been hard at work here. I just went ahead and got after it. I got the front accessory drive off, got the crossover pipe removed, charge pipe removed, turbo blankets off, oil drain, fuel lines are disconnected. I've got all of the scatter shield and bell housing bolts out. I got the starter out. We're gonna lower it down here and use our super sketchy hoist to get this engine out of here. Perfect. All right, yeah, so all this stuff's taken off, distributor's out, plenum's off. I just disconnected the injector harness back here. I'll transfer all that over once I get the motor out. Leave the turbo on at least for now. If it is giving us kind of some weird weight distribution issues, then we might need to deal with it, but I know we put it in with it on there. These bolts are a pain in the ass to get to, so, but yeah, everything should be ready to go. We're ready to yoink this thing. All right, guys, we're back. It's the next day. Did a horrible job of filming yesterday, but we did make some pretty good progress. So let me take you under here. We got the engine out. We ended up taking the transmission out just to make things a little more simple. Today, we're hoping to pull this K-member out and get the new one installed. Gonna start by pulling these knuckles as apart as I need to, but ultimately gonna try and secure the rack, zip tie it up. Kinda, I don't really wanna separate the power steering lines here, so we're just gonna secure it, take it off, and then work on just zapping this K-member out and getting the UPR chromoly stuff installed. We got this side pretty much taken apart. I'm gonna leave the strut. We're gonna use these Maximum Motorsports arms. I'm gonna put on Roxy, the other black Mustang, and I just got to unbolt the steering rack, do the same thing for the other side here, but none of this is being used because we got new stuff over there. So I'm gonna take apart the other side and then take care of the steering rack. I'm gonna probably just zip tie it up to the sway bar mounts here and just keep it out of the way. And then we'll zap these bolts out and get the K-member down. Got this big hunk of steel out of here. Now we're really bare up in here. Nice. K-member, engine, transmission. Looking good. So I'm gonna do some cleaning, kind of just clean up the surfaces here. Maybe throw some paint on anything that's starting to rust, but otherwise, look at this sweet little UPR setup going. We got the K-member up in place. I did torque these first ones and then these back ones are just tight, but I am going to need to take these out again to install my little oil pan savers that are gonna go bam, just like that. And so I'm gonna take these out so I didn't torque them, but they're tight. These ones are torqued. And then what I'm running into is I went to install the rack and I have the Magnafuel Motorsports solid bushing kit installed. Well, these little guys are wedged in there. I've been trying to tap them out through the back and this way, and they're solid and not really making any progress. So we're just gonna sacrifice them, try and use a hacksaw and cut them out. So I wanna work on that here, but a little bit of hiccup. So we got the rack mounted and everything's looking pretty dang fresh. Got the offset bushings installed here to lower the rack. Things are looking good. Got the steering shaft retorqued up there. And yeah, so I am, with what grease that I have, I might need to go get some more of the Prothane stuff, but I'm gonna try and assemble one of the control arms and get the oil pan savers, but I'm a little pressed for time. I gotta get over to my nephew's first birthday. But otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna try and do my best to at least get one of these sides installed, but we'll see. We just about got one side buttoned up here. Got the spindle and use a little spacer on the ball joint there, but otherwise, we'll leave it here today and come back here real soon and button up the other side, and then we can start putting the brakes together, and then we'll move on to the fuel system at some point this week. Looking good. All right, so we got everything torqued up here except for the control arm bolts. Those are just kind of snugged up, but we got to cut the ears of the knuckles off to get ready for some strange race brakes. These are the two-piece Johnnies. Looking good. So we're gonna take the angle grinder and cut the ear off, and where you're gonna wanna cut it is you gotta get the hump of this flange here cut off, but you don't wanna get too close to this little hole because that's where the bracket that holds these brakes on attaches to. So you're gonna wanna leave that little bolt, but we're gonna make a clean cut there and keep this thing moving. We got this one cut off here. Use the angle grinder, clean her up a little bit. I'll use a file and really smooth out the edges, but throw a little coat of silver paint on it if I got it. Otherwise, won't care, black will do. And so now I'm just gotta grab this other one and do the same thing. Lop it off at the yellow line, nice and precise. And we'll get it looking just like that. All right, so we got this piece cut off of the dang knuckle here, and now we gotta mount the caliper bracket to the knuckle. Well, if you come and look on the back side, there's like a pretty big gap in between the knuckle and the bracket. So strange, they have little shims that go in between the knuckle and the bracket here, and then they're kind of countersunk screws that go through here. So yeah, what's nice is they kind of put what you need already on the hardware for you. So that's pretty neat. We're gonna go ahead and get these installed. We got the brackets installed. We got 50 foot-pounds up top, 15 foot-pounds, 15 on the bottom there. torqued them from the nut side, looking good. Got the spindles loosely fitted, and then we're gonna thread the wheel studs through here. We're doing blue Loctite on the threads and 50 foot-pounds on the wheel studs. Perfect. So we got the wheel studs bolted in here. Just got to torque these down to 50 foot-pounds, and I'm gonna show y'all how the easy way to do this. Definitely don't do them on the car. You wanna pull one out, and I'll put you on the time lapse. Basically, we're just gonna thread these in with some blue Loctite and then get them on the car. All right, things are starting to shape up here, so gonna work on mounting the calipers and getting those centered, but everything else should be good. The wheel studs are torqued, and yeah, pretty much just kind of keep fine tuning it. Let's see here. The caliper is gonna fit on something like this, and then you basically just wanna use some washers that they give you to get the rotor as perfectly centered as possible. And then we'll drop some pads in. And then we can kind of worry about tightening everything down, probably put some wheels on the car and then lower it and torque that hub nut. But otherwise, yeah, just keep on moving. Probably not gonna have a whole lot of time to do much else, but I'm gonna try and get the calipers going, and then I gotta order my brake lines in order to start bleeding them. But otherwise, we'll try and get them on the car. All right, guys, so this is pretty much the most technical part of these brakes install. So as you can see, you got the hub torqued. Let's see, you got the hub torqued, everything's pretty tight, and you see I got bigger gap on that outside pad, smaller gap on the inside pad. So what I'm gonna try, I'm gonna start with one shim and put it in between. Let's see if I can get it not super bright like that. I'm gonna put it in between the caliper and the knuckle here to move the caliper inboard the width of one of these little washers here. And we're gonna start with one, and we're just gonna keep adding them until there's an even gap on each side. Should be pretty simple. So we got this side pretty dialed. We ended up going 2 spacers. 1 spacer was pretty good, but obviously we've got perfect spacing on each side here. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna probably just gun it and go 2 spacers right off the bat, and we'll report back here. All right, so I wanted to try and be a smart guy, and these brakes just taught me a lesson. Let me show you what we got. That side took 2 shims in between the caliper and the knuckle to make it perfect. And so I was like, oh, well, this probably just needs 2 shims. Look, not even close. I'll try and get this in here. Not even close. I'm gonna go no shims and put it back on and see what kind of spacing we got, because obviously the caliper needs to go outboard. So we took the shims out here real quick. Boom, bam. We got spacing that's just dialed. So no shims on this side, 2 shims on the right. Always measure, folks. All right, we got the whole brake system pretty much tightened up, torqued up, good to go. And yeah, gonna order some brake lines, and that way we can just run the brake line from the caliper up to the stock location. And then when I come back, we'll probably start mocking up the fuel system, or at least try and get the tank in. And then we may just need to set the motor into the car in order to start mocking up the fuel system. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, we'll just kind of keep on going. But man, a lot of good progress.
A few moments later.
All right, so we're switching gears here. We ran into a couple hiccups on the motor, but we're gonna get these TBM brake lines on here. And we ran into an issue where the hard line seems to be an 11 millimeter. We don't have a line wrench. It was wanting to round out a little bit. So hit it with a torch, got it all handled. So we're gonna kind of show you what the deal is on this side, where we've got stock hard line here and then this old brake hose. So we're gonna torch the crap out of this real quick. Since I'm flushing all the fluid, should be fine. And yeah, get this side knocked out and get the brakes done.
Compression test stores it, right? Because you gotta watch how it bleeds off, but the compression test just hits a PSI and holds it on the gauge.
Got her. Nice. All right, guys. See? Hey, we got burning hot brake fluid here. So let me cool her down, and we'll get this thing swapped out.
83, dude, and it's not 1.4 or but it's a lot of those guys like them because they're light, they're tough.
Oh yeah.
You're right, you see a lot of them in the dress. Works.
On the front and Chevy can do.
And then when the
They're
guys
not doing a Ford. It just costs
Hell yeah.
$2 extra.
I'm building a, I'm trying to build like a budget hydraulic roller dart block, or or I think it was a Windsor.
Gigantic Depot.
Big old Jeep.
Yeah, 619
619.
is my best. A 966 is 619 feet. So we gotta get in the 5, dude. We gotta throw down a 5 this year. First guy in the 5. That'll be to do a 5-second 8th mile. Cause
We got him bleeding, and there was a ton of air. You're just gonna have to take my word on it. Oh, there's some. Nice. Nice. I'm just trying to get some fluid flowing through them, just so I can confirm that there's a chance that all the air is getting pushed out. But right now, there's gravity bleeding. These strange calipers are sweet. They kind of channel the brake fluid, just go straight down the caliper. So there's no chance of it getting on the pads or anything. So that's cool. We're back filming another outro because I did not do one. Basically, throughout this whole process, I had been driving after work about an hour out to Ben's shop to just keep working on this thing. I had set a deadline to hit the dyno, had to get this project all wrapped up. So over about two and a half weeks, I was going out there every day, 7 days a week to get this stuff wrapped up. So a lot of it is just in sequence. And if I put it all together in one video, it'd probably be close to an hour. So, just splitting it up, taking my time a little bit on this one, and got a lot of fun stuff coming your way. We got a fuel system, whole video probably strictly on that. We got more engine stuff, just buttoning up the 347 and getting it into the car. We got some fun stuff on the first fire up. There's a lot of cool stuff coming on the way. So stay tuned for that. But this wraps it up. We got the brakes bled, brakes are dialed. I got the K-member in. Things are looking good. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay ripping.